Hi Booktube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching my channel, Books I'm Not Reading. It was another week of the I'm so annoyed tag, and I just really want to thank everyone who has done this tag. If you want to do the tag and you're not sure who else has done it, I do have a playlist of all the ones that I know about. If I'm missing yours, please let me know in the comment section down below so that I can get it added to the playlist. Yeah, I've just been like every time I ride the bike, I'm like getting the playlist out, listening to people's videos. There have been some absolutely hysterical stories. I feel much better about my own free libraries in my community now. Definitely, I mean, I've seen some like, I don't know, like political kind of books or whatever, but nothing like what some of you have experienced. So that and deckled edges, that's the other one that's really surprised me so much, because it's, I don't know, like until Melinda at Web of Stories made her original video about how she hates deckled edges, I was shocked. Don't we all love deckled edges and French flaps? But no, we do not. Many of you who live in the UK, oh my goodness, do not like deckled edges, or just don't like, or maybe just feel neutral about them. So that was interesting. It was also really interesting to see how, like, yeah, we've got the whole spectrum, like people who went like full tilt rant, which again, it was meant to be like things that annoy us, like irritate us, not like drive us out of our minds, fill us with rage or whatever. But you know, so some people took it to an extreme. A lot of people were pretty zen about things that annoy them, but overall, from listening to all these videos and watching all these videos, you know, I think what I loved the most is that, like, the reason why these things annoy us is because we really love books and the experience of reading fiction or nonfiction. But yeah, like, I just was really, I wasn't expecting to come away with it after listening to so many of these videos, that yeah, at the end of the day, like, it's because, like, we're annoyed because we really love books. Usually there'd be one thing in a video that like somebody would just really have strong feelings about, but there were definitely yeah, the temperature was kind of turned down a little bit this week from the ones that I've seen so far. So anyway, if you haven't done the I'm So Annoyed booktube tag, please consider yourself tagged. There's some people out there I would really love to see do this tag, but I understand if they're busy with other things, and I'm pretty sure they've already been tagged by someone else, so I won't say anything else. I have some stuff in my yard though that is really annoying, so let me show you that really quick and then we'll get into the books. So this does not belong in my yard. Like, it is way too early in March for things to start popping up. Look at that. I just want to tell it to go back in the underground. It's too early. And this is the backyard. And I just can't believe this. Now, I do know this is one of my tulips. But again, and it's very small. It's very small, but, and it's tough. They're tough plants. I understand that, but yeah, we really shouldn't have so many green things in the yard in the first half of March. That is very scary because usually the worst snowstorms happen in March, April, and sometimes May. I'm drinking sore throat tea. I'm fine. I'm not sick or anything like that. Just a little, I think I'm really probably tired more than anything else. Aren't we so glad that it is the end of the week? Oh my gosh. I am super happy about it. I am still reading Calm Down. How to control what you can, accept what you can't, so you can stop freaking out and get on with your life by Sarah Knight. You know, I do have a few things marked, and I think I still have, I don't know, I don't think I've gotten to this one since I spoke to you last, so hopefully the next time we chat, I will have made some progress in this. I really don't have very much left because it's a very small book. There's lots of white space. I feel like in some ways the subtitle, like, she's pretty much explained the whole thesis of the book. There are things that I can't do anything about, and so, you know, like, you just hone in and focus on what is in your power to control, and, you know, are there things you can do to prevent your worst case scenarios from happening. The next book that I am reading and for the most part enjoying is The Wind's 12 Quarters by Ursula Le Guin. So this is a collection of short stories. I could be wrong. I think in the UK this came out in 2 different volumes, but this is 1 volume. And I find that when I'm reading a fantasy story by Ursula Le Guin, I'm okay. Like, I'm all right with it, because I don't, if you're new to my channel, I rarely read fantasy, and I don't know when the last science fiction book was that I read. So, you know, so I'm trying to grow. I want to like push my boundaries and explore some of this stuff. And so anyway, I do really well when we're reading a fantasy story, and then we get to one that's like more science fiction, and I sent a Voxer message to my buddy reader, I don't know, earlier this week, and I was just like, dude, I am in this story. I don't know what's happening. I have no idea. And so I just get kind of like trapped a little bit. So I was hoping to check in with my buddy reader this weekend. But I don't think that's going to happen because I don't think I will have read, we're trying to read like 5 stories at a time. Although eventually we're going to have to change that up because it's not like there's more than 15 stories in here. So anyway, we'll figure that out. That is not what I'm worried about. But yeah, so it's interesting. It's interesting to suddenly like get to like real legit science fiction and just be, totally lost. Which may be how some people feel when reading something like The Last Chronicle of Barset by Anthony Trollope. So this is my mammoth for March of the Mammoths, and this is my #1 reading priority for the year. So everything I read after I finish this book is just icing on the cake. In January, I read Framley Parsons, A Small House at Allington in February, and then a little bit before we reached March, I started my mammoth. I left a Voxer message for somebody, and they responded, they're like, oh, it's so great that you're almost done with your mammoth. And I was like, no, I am sorry. I don't know what I said to confuse you, but I am not almost done with this book. So, I mean, it's huge. It's huge. But at the same time, I'm loving it. I love this whole series so much. I promise there will be some sort of like review and a ranking of these 6 books. There's The Warden, Barchester Towers, and Dr. Thorne are the first 3 books in the series. So if you're interested in reading them, I would definitely recommend starting off with The Warden. Some people think you can skip The Warden. I would say it's small. Just go ahead, read it, and then go to Barchester Towers. But anyway, so for those of you who have read the series, without giving any spoilers away, I have just finished the section where Mr. Crawley goes to visit Mr. Toogood. Trollope has fantastic names. I think Dickens is a little bit better with his names because they're not just like outright words mashed together. You know, some of the places in these series, so Mr. Crawley lives in Hogglestock, so you can kind of get a sense of what that place might be like just by the name of it. But anyway, the thing about this book, because it's the 6th in the series, like so many characters from the other 5 books are all a part of this. This is like the culmination of it. As I described it last week, you know, if you live in a major metropolitan area and you happen to run into someone you know, like, it's a big deal. Like, you stop. This book is just so charming because, you know, we're seeing all these people, some of whom we've, you know, maybe only seen glimpses of in other books, and some of whom entire books are focused on. So it's wonderful to get to spend more time with those characters. I have a certain page goal that I'm trying to get to every day. It's just tricky. Like last weekend, I worked so hard. I mean, I really tried to get a little bit ahead. And I did, but then the work week started and, you know, unfortunately, I fell behind. The thing about it is, I am the only one. It is all the pressure that I'm feeling from these books it's internal. No one is pressuring me. No one is saying like, Callie, when are you going to finish another book? No, like that is not the case at all. It's just because I want to finish this by the end of March because it's my #1 reading goal, right? But like if I don't finish it by the end of March, like, is that the end of the world? Like, absolutely not. Like, it is not something to freak out about. It's not something, like, none of these books, like, is there a deadline? No, there's no deadline. It's fine. It's just me wanting to come to you and being able to say like, oh, I finished, you know, this is what I finished this week. And it just doesn't happen. Especially when you're reading 861 page books. So I mean, I feel really good about the progress that I've made. You can kind of see this is where I'm at, and so this is how much I have left. So I'm not halfway done, but maybe by the weekend, maybe by next weekend. But again, like, it doesn't matter. It's not a deadline. March of the Mammoths, by the way, for those of you who don't know, is a monthly event where people are encouraged to start. You do not have to finish, but to start a book that is at least 800 pages long. And of course, if you start early, that's fine. That's fine as well. But anyway, it's hosted by my husband, Jason, at Old Blues Chapter and Verse. Okay, I would love to know what you're reading this weekend, if you have anything special planned. As always, I love hearing from you. If you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment, I understand. You can leave an emoji or give this video a thumbs up just as a way of saying hello. I really do appreciate it. Booktube, remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm going to finish my cup of tea and go take a nap, I think. So I will talk to you soon. Bye.